I'm losing it.
I feel like I haven't talked to you in so long, and I know we just stared at each other for like 20 minutes figuring out this audio situation. But I know we text every single day, but I feel like I haven't talked to you in so long. I don't know why. I think because I was at a commish yesterday.
Oh yeah,
So
that was rough.
step 2, she goes on Craigslist. 6'2", broad chest,
And you can
skinny
suck my blood.
waist, vampire.
Is Vampire Mummy?
Shut up. Dig this grave.
Which is about 150 pages too many for a romance book. Calling you Chell.
You didn't run into her. You were at her birth.
It's giving. You imprinted on my daughter.
You finished that in actually 24 hours.
Yeah, it was good.
Oh.
What y'all were talking about on that godforsaken clock app?
The screen in my brain.
It was bootsing the house down.
Like, he pulls up in a Hellcat. For sure.
The bleach is just going to my head.
Carbon monoxide's going to mine. We were dinosaurs together.
Yeah.
I cannot believe we're shifting. That yes.
I'm sorry that
also,
happened to you.
Update, if you wanted an update. I told my mom, I was like, yeah, I think headaches are contagious. And I was like, I told that to Maddie and Lucy was like, oh, well, do you have carbon monoxide? Like, could you be dealing with that? Mm-hmm. And my dumb ass goes, we have Teslas. Shut the fuck up, for one. I hate myself. And then Lucy was like,
no, the second you
come
said
from
that,
any
I was like,
gas
she
line.
Doesn't know.
I don't. And you're like, it can come from any gas line. And I'm like, oh, right. So I brought that up to my mom this morning, and she goes, we haven't had our CO2, like our CO2 monitors in the house, like up and running for years. And I was like, so you're slowly killing me.
My father just had an aneurysm.
Because I have not had headaches.
More likely allergies.
Probably. Mine, I think, definitely came from a caffeine overdose because I had a Celsius. But specifically, I think because I never had problem with Celsius before, because I would drink it in college, like the regular ones, like with Fuji Apple or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the pack that I have now is the like vibe pack, like the peach vibe or the tropical vibe, and I think those have
those are good,
an extra something in it. They're delicious.
Sugar?
But they knock me on my ass. They make me go bananas.
I don't know.
And not in a fun way. In like a, my heart's beating out of my chest. It's not going to stay in my chest.
Yeah.
So.
Like those people who drink 12 charged lemonades.
That's how I felt.
When I moved home from college, I like am low-key allergic to dogs. And I had 3 dogs. And I don't know necessarily if it was because of like their fur or if it was because of like they were just bringing in allergens from outside, and I'm not in like I live like in the woods, so that's like not. I was living in a city and I moved back home to like allergy central. Yeah. So I don't know. But then after living here for a while, like it went away. And so did the dogs. Anyways.
Oh my god.
It is like
so morbid.
Allergy season in Texas.
Yeah.
I think you're like behind, or like not you, but like my internet is not great.
It also could be my internet. We know that my internet problems are never ending. I can still hear you though.
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you too. Our tech problems are also just never ending.
That's so true. You're just like a little blurry, but like...
You're blurry, but it's like you're saying everything like 10 seconds after I expect you to say it.
It's my superpower. It's a really bad superpower.
Time delay?
Yeah.
When I tell you I'm sitting here like staring at you until you respond.
I swear I'm replying right after you say something. I swear.
And I
I
know
swear we're
you
having a
are.
normal conversation. This is a
I'm
mess.
just gonna start crying. There's tears
Yeah.
coming out.
At this point.
I think it's more caught up now. Maybe not. I don't know.
No, you're
Okay,
fine to
no, see,
me.
you left right on time.
Oh,
Okay.
perfect.
I think you're caught up.
I think, yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know if I'm caught up, but thanks for letting me know.
No one needed to know.
Got my
Well,
got my green pants
how you
on.
doing, Rach?
Sorry.
Oh, love it.
Oh yeah, just
Okay.
wearing black and green today.
Slytherin
Of course.
core.
Yeah, it's become a problem.
So
I
am
only
I.
wear black and green. Oh my god, you are. And I got my bow. No one wanted to see my shoes, but
Are you wearing shoes inside?
I have a confession.
Okay.
I am a shoe
No.
inside
What?
person. Yep. I've become better
It's
at
not
it.
that I
I've become
care if
better at
people
just
wear
like
their
taking
shoes.
off my shoes.
Yeah. It's not that I care that people wear their shoes inside. Like, that doesn't bother me. It's like, I'm just immediately I get home, it's like shoes off, pajamas on.
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
I'm definitely a pajamas on person, but like don't.
And the
I'm not like putting
sneakers.
my shoes on my bed.
Oh, yeah.
I just like I've had this like from the time I was a child. I just was not like a take your shoes off, and I always thought it was weird when I'd go over to my friend's house and like all their shoes would be piled by the door. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't wear your shoes around the house? but now since I've gotten
Yeah, I
like
think it's just
slippers,
like
like I
a.
got it's like just a cultural thing, but not like culture because it's not like because like I'm a white person, but it's like there's plenty of my white friends who like take their shoes off when they get into their home. But now I have my slippies, so I wear my slippers around the house. So I think that's
Yeah.
normal.
Just like a family thing, like, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
I also was out
well, what do you.
doing an errand, so I had my shoes on.
I see.
Mm.
Me too, but I took mine off.
Mm.
Well, Rach, what are you reading this week?
That is such a great question. So I'm really reading a lot of things. I wanted to read more yesterday, but as we know, I couldn't read words on a page. But currently, well, one, probably 20 minutes before we got on this call, I finished My Roommate's a Vampire.
I was going to ask you about that. I
Well,
did
I'm
see
glad
that in your Goodreads, and I wanted to text you immediately.
I did film a book haul for you guys, but it's in the vlog, so y'all, it's fine. But
I need to go see that.
it's fine. It's like it's okay. Honestly, the best part is one joke that I make when I'm doing my hair and the book haul. So it's really all. And anyway, got this because it had been calling my name for a while. Not that I've ever been into the vampire sort of thing. Like it works in Twilight, but I was like, I don't know how it's going to work
Hello.
on the page. And this was endearing
I can't
because
or see
he was
you.
very much like, I don't know how to be a normal human. Just saying that, yeah, I did pick this up when I went to Barnes & Noble the other day because I kept seeing it on my Goodreads.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I have to know what it's about. Like, I have to know. And it was pretty short. I finished it a little over a day because
Oh my god.
I got ill. Huh?
How many pages is that?
337 pages.
Oh yeah, it's so
Like
short.
it's short. Um,
It looks like thin.
she do be kind of thin. The writing is very much like top to bottom of the page. But it's really cute. Like it was cute. It was endearing because he doesn't know anything about the human world because he's been asleep for 100 years and he woke up and it's the 21st century. And he's like, he lives in Chicago.
Oh,
Not
you know all
slay.
those memes
Weird.
that were like,
Get out of there.
what do you think would kill like a Victorian child? Well, now you know. Use
Yes.
someone to test that on.
Yeah.
It was obviously not Victorian, it was
So
only 100 years old, but you know what I mean.
yeah, I get it. But so our main girl, her name is Cassie, and she is kind of this like quirky, artsy individual who like can't keep a job for her life because she wants to be an artist, and she is, but she like doesn't
Mhm.
get a lot of traction. So she's like, I have like 8
Yeah.
billion different jobs that all pay minimum wage. I can barely afford to live in Chicago because move out of Chicago. Leave. Um like it's expensive to live
Step
there. Step 1, leave. But she is on
Step 1, get out of
Craigslist.
Chicago. Step 2,
um
go
Step
to
2, book.
Craigslist. Apparently.
Step 2, she goes on Craigslist. Horrible place to like find a roommate. But she comes across this like
Mhm.
great deal of this guy being like, or she doesn't really know like, if it's a man or a woman, but it's this person, and they're like, hey, here's where I live, looking for a roommate. Rent is $200 a month. She goes, $200 a month for lakefront apartment in Chicago, Illinois? Sign me up. Her friend is like, that's really sketch. You totally shouldn't do that,
Yeah.
but I'll drive you to like see the apartment. And
She's
he's
a real
like,
one.
he's her gay best friend. And he's like, you could like come live with me, like, for a few months until you get on your feet and you have like more of a stable job. And she's like, no, I don't want to take advantage of you like that. Totally understand. But he drives her to this guy's apartment and she opens the door. And who does she see when she opens the door? Abby Lee Miller in her wheelchair. No, hot, sexy
No way.
vampire. 6'2", broad chest,
And you can
skinny
suck my blood.
waist, vampire. Literally. So then she's like, oh my God, this is the hottest guy I have ever seen, but he's really weird. She's like, there's something off about him. Like, he's very quirky. Yeah, because he has fangs and he sucks blood. Like, he's weird. Because she goes into his apartment and she's like, this
And
is like a really
400.
nice. Yeah, he's actually like 321, I think. Exactly. But
So he's 21.
she. Yeah, so he's 21. She describes him as he looks like late 20s, early 30s. And I'm like, okay, I can roll with that. But she doesn't know he's a vampire and she agrees to move in because she's like, okay, so what? This guy's kind of quirky. I'm kind of quirky, whatever. But then she one day opens the fridge in the kitchen to like go grab breakfast before she leaves for her job at the library. So, and she opens it up and she like shrieks because there's just blood
Okay,
bags.
you.
And I'm like, girl, I don't know why you're freaked out. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't be freaked out. But she's like, oh my God, like, what is this? And then him and his vampire bestie, Reginald.
No way.
Reginald, he calls him Reggie. His name's Frederick, by the way. And she's like, what is this? Like, what do you mean? And then she storms off. Like, she storms off to her friend's place to be like, and it's like, you didn't even give him a chance to explain himself.
How
What
rude
if he
of
just
her.
donates blood? What if he just donates blood to like the children's hospital?
Yeah, but he also
No, it
keeps
turns
it
out
in
he
his fridge.
steals it from the children's hospital. But anyway, she
Ooh.
like definitely she does go back because he's like, I need you. Apparently he needs her. I mean, they're falling in love with each other. Like, of course,
Mhm.
obviously. Um, and it's really cute because he leaves her, like, obviously they have very different schedules because he sleeps during the day. But he leaves her little notes around the apartment. And it's really endearing. It's really cute. And he doesn't know anything. So then he's like, hey, I need your help trying to fit in, like, in the 21st century. So they go to Nordstrom's and they have a little fashion montage.
Our
Slay!
favorite department store.
Our favorite store. Um, and it's just really funny, like, have like her teaching him how to navigate like 21st century Chicago.
That's
He
funny.
almost
That's
gets run over by the
cute.
L line. Like, it's really funny.
Oh God.
It was a cute
He would
story,
have
and then
lived.
it got cringe, and I was like, I just need to finish this. Like,
Ooh.
it, yeah, the last part,
No.
he gets like kidnapped by his vampire mom. It's a whole thing, and she has to go save
His
him.
vampire mommy.
His vampire mummy. Um, I'm also read. I'm reading a lot of different things. I'm also reading Vicious by
Oh
V. Schwab.
yes.
It's really good. It's like so
Okay.
immersive. Um, there's no romance, so I'm so sorry if that's what people were looking for. But it's about these
Mhm.
two college roommates, Victor and Eli. Victor is this one on the cover. He is platinum blonde. He wears all black. No wonder I picked it up. Like, and he's basically my favorite male archetype, where it's like, oh, you have like family issues and like you're kind of misunderstood, and you have every right to become a villain, but the way she writes him is incredible. You Because it's told through his point of view, but we get like glimpses of the other characters. It's Oh, another thing I forgot to mention about this book. So sorry. It's not dual POV, but at the beginning of some of the chapters, we get like the notes that he left her, or we get like text between him and Reggie, and it's like,
Mhm.
I like that where it's not fully dual POV, it's like a glimpse. But anyway, back to this. It's basically these two college roommates who are in this, like, they go to a school that's very tech and medical focused, and Victor wants to be a doctor. And I think Eli does too, but like a different kind of doctor. And they are in this class and they have to pick their thesis, like their senior thesis. And Eli picks it on EOs, which EOs are extra ordinaries, which are superheroes basically, like Superman, like superheroes who have like, not magical powers, superpowers. What am I saying? So not like a
Mhm.
Batman, um, but like a Deadpool, a Superman, that kind of thing. So then they become obsessed with trying to make themselves superheroes by going through these like near death experiences to try to like revive themselves, and they wake up with powers. And seeing the
But let
way
me
like
guess, they just keep getting
Victor's
hurt.
no,
Oh.
they get powers, it works. Don't
Oh,
try this
okay.
at home, folks, because
I don't think it would
it's
work
not,
in this universe.
no, but it's basically told in time jumps. So it starts off with um like 2 days ago, blah blah blah, and it gives you like the location. So last night, Merritt Cemetery. That's the first chapter. Chapter 2 is 10 years ago, Lockland University. So it time jumps to, so it opens with Victor and this little girl in a cemetery. And she's like, "What are we doing here, dude?" She's like 12. It's cute. And he's like, "Shut up, dig this grave," because he's trying to send a message to his old roomie Eli, because they're pissed at each other. Victor just escaped from jail. And it kind of time jumps back to 10 years ago to explain their progress in becoming superheroes, basically. And then
Mhm.
it's very interesting, and I really like his character because we're like, why is he after Eli? But we start to see that he's always been very jealous of Eli because Eli is the like popular guy on campus. Like he can kind of just get away with like whatever he wants. Victor can as well, but Victor does that through lying. And he's like, all Eli has to do is like smile at the teacher and he gets an A. Like he's very,
Mhm.
we just see that it's like, oh, you're just very jealous of your roommate and you almost want to be your roommate. Like it kind of comes to this obsessive point and it's so good. But we're trying to figure out why Victor's trying to like come after Eli and kill him 10 years later after he escaped from prison, found a girl on the side of the road. Oh, and he escaped with his cellmate, who's this big dude named Mitch. We
Crazy.
don't know a lot about Mitch, but we also don't know a lot about the girl, but we suspect that the little girl has powers because it seems like she had a near death experience as well, but we haven't discovered a lot about her yet. But there's no
Interesting.
romance. But it's really
But it
good.
sounds
Like
really like action packed.
it is. There's a lot going on at all times, and I think that's because it's time jumping.
Oh, hello?
Hello? Bomb them.
Didn't hear any of
Sorry.
that. Keep
Okay.
bombing them. Bomb them again.
I just like I don't
Uh,
really have any like I have not been taking notes on this one. I don't know why. Like nothing not that
that's
nothing's
okay.
standing out to me, but it's one of those where it's just like you got to read it to believe it.
Hmm. It
But
sounds
it's very
good.
interesting.
I like, sometimes I like books that are just like, they're just good. Someone just took time to write a good book.
Yeah. And there is a second book in this series, so
Ooh.
we will see. But
Is it going
I
to be a
love him. I
duology
love
or a
him.
trilogy?
I have no idea. I think a duology.
Hmm.
I think it's just two books. I think it's this and then Vengeful, which is the next one. And it's the
We
villains.
should
Yeah,
write
I
more
think it's called the
duologies,
villains
people.
duology. Yeah, it's so easy and
Oh.
quick
I don't need a third
because they're not
book. Calm down.
heroes. These are bad people, and I love
It's,
bad platinum blonde people.
what's that show? Like Bad Boys or something, but it's like they're like superheroes, but
Yes, yes, yes,
they have like
yes.
powers, but they're not good
Yeah,
people.
yeah. I gotta watch
Yeah.
that show. Um,
Yeah, I've never seen it. I just know about it.
no, yeah, I've heard it's really good though. I'm also reading this, but we can talk about that
The,
at another time. I'm also continuing to read my Draco fan
I haven't even
fiction,
picked it up.
but I'll let you go because I'd love to hear
Hmm.
what you're reading.
Oh, yeah. I only read one book. Um, well, no, that's not true. I finished a book, but I read this book called "If You Hate Me," which is part of
I
the
was really
Toronto
excited.
Terror.
I saw your review.
Yeah. Um, like okay, I guess. So I like picked this up because I
I
said,
saw your review. It
oh,
was really funny.
yeah. I said, I mean, like, sure, I guess.
Yeah, you said
Um,
okay.
I, I wanted to pick up like a little silly romance book because just sometimes after I read a lot of fantasy or like a lot of books that like me and Rachel read together, I like just like a silly, easy book, and I picked that up thinking that's what I was getting. No, no. Why would I think that? Um, Not that it was necessarily like bad, but it's just like it was. I think it's like 400 or something page. Yeah, 448 pages, which is about 150 pages too many for a romance book.
That's like, come on.
And so like I like to equate my silly little romance books to a rom-com. They need to be about the same, right? And most of them are the same where it's like it has the same plot. And a good rom-com is about an hour 30, maybe an hour 20 if we're doing it right. You know what I mean? So, you start and about for the first like 30 to 45 minutes, they meet. Then they kind of like go on this journey of falling in love. And then we come to you've all seen the little plot. graphs. We
Yeah,
did
plot
that
diagram.
in school. And so at the peak, we do one of two things. Either we like can't handle our feelings, so we run away from each other, or we get into a massive fight, right? So, example for 10 things I hate about you. Doesn't want to go out with him. Weasels his way in, falls in love. We hit the top where it's like, oh my god, like you only dated me because someone paid you to, and then we have all this like spiraling. Then we hit the like solution where she's like, okay, you took me to prom and you actually do like me. Moving on, right? Same
I
thing
like this.
with
Moving on.
same thing with like how to lose a guy in 10 days or friends with benefits, like whatever. We follow the same thing and it fits in an hour and 20 and it's predictable. And the only thing that's different is kind of like the trope and exactly what goes down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I like that because a 300, 320 page book takes me 4 or 5 hours, a day or two to get through. And it's easy. This was not that.
Nope.
No. This was, first of all, it's brother's best friend. So, homegirl Beatrix, aka Rix, because it's a hockey romance and everyone has stupid nicknames,
I'm
quits her
sorry.
job and moves.
Rix?
Yeah, like
Legally
RIX.
change. I'm legally changing my name. Wait,
Well,
what?
some
So
people call her
what's her
B.
full last name? Bellatrix? Or
Beatrix. No,
Beatrix, oh.
no. Beatrix. Um,
Sorry.
and some people call her um B, but mostly everyone calls her Rix. And oh, what's his name? I read this like yesterday and I can't remember. Tristan, her brother's
Ew.
best friend Tristan, calls her
Gross.
Beat
Bait.
because she want yeah, she wants he want
Beat.
like growing up he called her that because he's like beat it, beat, like get out of here, because she was like the annoying little sister. Well, so
Uh,
Rix quits her job because she's like fed up, it's a bad job. She moves out with her roommates because they were trying to like, I don't know, they were like weird and kinky and she was like, I don't want to be part of this. And so she moves in with her brother and his best friend,
no, that
and she
never
lives
goes
in like
well.
the loft. Yeah, I know. She lives in like the loft of this 2 bedrooms. Like she's no like doors or anything, and she's used a ladder. But of
That's
course, like
embarrassing.
Tristan and Beatrix think they like hate each other, but they don't, and they start hooking up, and they're like, it's just sex, and they're like, no, we actually like each other. But something you know, Tristan's mom left his family, and she like his mom was like, I don't love you, bye, like, which scarred him, obviously.
Obviously.
So it takes me like 5 years to get halfway. Because I read this on my Kindle, so I could see exactly when I reached like the 60% mark.
Hmm.
Took me forever. It literally felt like ages. And it was literally them just being like, oh, we like each other. And like it's dual POV, which was like nice. But basically, he like has to self sabotage everything,
Obviously.
obviously. So it's like about halfway through is like the first time they break up because he's like, ooh, feelings. And her brother finds out and he flips his shit. And so she
Why does
moves
the
out.
brother
She
always
moves in
gotta
with some
flip
of,
they shit? Sorry.
well, his name's Philip, but everyone calls him Flip, so that, flipped it. Anyways.
Okay, flip is better than Rix.
Well, I don't know why everyone doesn't call her B.
Beat.
B. Um,
Because of that.
well, so she has other friends that she made who are also kind of involved with the hockey team. So one of them is one of the players' daughters, and her name's Peggy, but she goes by Hammer
What the
because her last
fuck?
name's like Hammerstein, so they call her
Oh.
Hammer. And I was like, that's the name you chose? Because
See,
at
I
one point
like.
she's like, oh, she like her
Go
dad
ahead.
calls her Peggy, and she's like, don't call me Peggy, like call me Hammer or call me my middle name. But we don't find out what her middle name is, and I was like, it's probably better than whatever you just chose, guaranteed.
Peggy is like cute though.
It is cute. Then there's Wilhelmina, and she's the
Hmm.
PR girl for the team, but everyone calls her Hemi because it's like part of Wilhelmina. Hemi. I was
I
like, that
get
one's
it,
not that
but like,
bad. Most people say Willa. Like they chose the worst part of all of these names.
yeah, like Willa's better.
And then there's the coach's daughter, and I actually don't remember what her real name is, but they call her Tally, like
That's fine.
Tally. That one was fine. I think I can't remember what her full name was, but everyone had like kind of not weird, but like definitely like kind of those older kind of like Wilhelmina or like Peggy, like older names. But they
Yeah.
picked the worst nickname,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
Hammer,
So
whatever.
the task for our trip is coming up with ridiculous nicknames to call each other, me, you, and Maddie. Because it's like, y'all call me Rach sometimes, but that totally makes sense. That's just half of my
I'm
name.
calling you Chell.
Like, it's like, oh, we could totally
Sup,
do
Chell?
Mads, but like, that makes, like, no, I'm gonna start calling her, like, I'm calling her
E.
Ren, like Warren, but I'm gonna just delete all the
Oh,
letters.
calling her War.
Yeah, I'm coming up one. I mean, like, yes, sometimes I call you Lucille, but like, that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
I need something like
Um,
Rix or Hammer.
yeah. So she moves in with Hammer slash Peggy, and
Okay.
whatever. And basically, it's like it goes through like a whole other thing where it's like he's an idiot, and then they like finally actually do start dating, and then his brother ends up breaking. Like Tristan ends up breaking his. Sorry, Tristan's brother ends up breaking his.
It's okay.
Tristan's brother, who's younger than him, his long-term girlfriend breaks up with him, and it like freaks him out, and it freaks Tristan out because he's like, "Oh my god, never, no one like everyone leaves, no one loves me, like everyone always leaves me." So he breaks up with Beatrix first. So this is the second time they've broken up.
Whoa! Get it
Then
together.
everyone's like, "Get yourself together." Like all of his teammates, because they're like, "You play like shit, you're in your head, like get out of it."
Mm-hmm.
And so they convince him to fly. They're in Toronto. They convince him to fly all the way to Vancouver, where Rix is visiting her best friend who moved there for a job. And he gets in the airport, and then he can't convince himself to leave the airport, so he gets back on a return flight. He basically takes like a 4 hour flight just to get back on it and go home. And guess who's on his flight?
Rick.
Rix. And she like flips her shit, and he like doesn't talk to her. He's like, "Oh, I don't know why I'm here." Okay, whatever.
Weirdo.
But it ends up fine, but it's just kind of like I don't love like second, not that she gave him a second chance. Like he didn't do anything wrong, but like I just feel like we didn't need both of those like I don't, it just it could have been a little bit more condensed. And if we were going to do that twice, I feel like we could have like shortened a little bit,
Yeah, for sure.
whatever. So it was okay. I'm not going to read any more of that series because I did learn what the next book is, and it's
Mm.
as we remember. There's Hammer slash Peggy, and she is one of the players' daughters, but she's like 20. Like her dad had her when she was 19, so her dad's like in his late 30s, which is kind of like pushing the upper boundaries. And
Right.
he is a best friend on the team, Hollis. Get you know, you said best friends. Sorry, brother's best friend is bad. What about best friend's daughter?
That crosses a line. Because it's like, I feel like if you grow up around these people, because it's like, oh, my dad, like my dad's best friend, that's also my dad.
Exactly, like that's your
Like, I
uncle.
also view him as a father.
And like that's I'm not 100% sure, but like literally I'm pretty sure that they've been on the team together the whole time, so he's watched her grow up.
No,
It's not like you ran
no.
into her and we're like, oh, there's like a 20-year age gap. You ran in, you've known her.
You didn't run into her. You were at her birth.
Like, isn't that it's giving you imprinted on my daughter.
You nicknamed my daughter after the Loch Ness Monster? Uh,
Yeah. So I also just like I didn't even get it. Like I didn't even get into like the part that like really kind of irked me is that like the whole book was about them like hooking up. And not that that's a bad thing, but it just like obviously like I said like they started off and they're like we're just hooking up and then they did fall for each other, but it was just kind of like I wanted something like sweet and not like just wasn't it. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm. I see what you mean.
So I said it was like well written, I would say. Like I've read worse like things that were like not as well written, but it just wasn't like impressed.
Yeah,
Anyways,
that's
so
valid.
then I decided to pick up um is it Twisted Game?
I also saw that. I have questions.
I just well, I'm like 20 pages in. So I don't know
Well,
if
I
I can
also saw
answer
you were
them.
reading Heartless. You put that on your currently
I
reading.
put
I
that
don't know
on
where
there
you
and I
were in that.
haven't
Okay.
I put those both on there last night and I like tried to start reading them cuz I just finished um If You Hate Me or whatever I just read.
Yeah.
And it's like when you read a lot of like heavy books or something, like sometimes we read those like in-depth fantasy novels and we're like I need a day.
Yeah.
I think it's just like I read that and I was kind of like now I don't really know if I want to read another like enemies to lovers romance. Like it just I'm over it. Like y'all wore me out. I'm tired. Like you're boring me.
Yeah.
So I'm like maybe I'll read Heartless and then I'll read Twisted Gate. I don't know.
Heartless
I don't know.
obviously definitely is more fantasy, and there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of world building. Like there's a lot of like we need to describe where the hell we are because shit's moving, shit's talking, like it's Alice in Wonderland basically.
Yeah,
But it is really sweet
that
and
sounds better right now.
it's heartbreaking.
Oh, oh
But it's really
no.
good and it's really well written. Like I never thought to view the Queen of Hearts with like such an incredible backstory. So now I love her. New fave character, but
Oh no. Well, maybe
it's
then I
good.
will read What am I reading? I
Games.
don't
Twisted
games.
something. I don't know. It's part of those stupid books. Sorry
I
to
know.
anyone
I'm
who
a
likes
little
them. I know they're
afraid
really
because
popular, but
I'm reading Twisted Games. I no, I agree. I'm a
mm,
little afraid because people like hype him up, but there's also a big group of people who are like these are trash. So,
mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know. But this one Twisted Games is only like 320 pages. So I'm like, okay, at least it's like way shorter than
Yeah.
the last one I just read. Oh no, just kidding. It's 456 pages.
Huh?
What?
For what?
I feel like
For who?
I
I
hold on.
think they're
That's what
lying.
Goodreads says, but I feel like that's not what my Kindle said. Let's see. Kindle says, fuck. Kindle says this book is 440 pages.
Mm.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
La la la
Um,
la la. Sorry.
well, the
It's really
only other
fucking
thing I
annoying.
read as of late was Ignite Me.
Me too. Me as
So
well.
I feel like I finished that on like Saturday and it's Wednesday.
You
So
finished that in
so long
actually
ago.
24 hours.
Yeah, it was good.
I was shook. Yeah, it was actually good.
I totally understand where all the TikTok girlies were coming from. However, I think we should have put a big asterisk disclaimer that what y'all were talking about on that godforsaken clock app was the third book.
That godforsaken clock app. I'm gonna start saying that. Y'all in the clock app or
Yeah, and when Congress tic tac toe a winner gets that out of here, I'll be glad. Have you seen that clip?
no?
There's like a congresswoman, and
I was
I
like,
don't remember her
I
name.
was like, wow, she got that off the dome.
No, this like 60-year-old, not even, she's probably like 70, congresswoman, again, don't remember her name,
Okay.
was like giving a speech about like why we should like if you don't know, like TikTok's not getting banned. They're trying to get China to sell their shares of the company to American people because American people want to sell our data and not let China sell our data, which either way doesn't matter. Your data's getting sold everywhere. Um And no one's gonna do anything bad with it. Well, I can't promise that, but for the most part, they're just sending you stupid shit in your email. It's fine.
Yeah.
Don't give money to a prince in India who needs you. He doesn't. Um,
He doesn't need you. He's doing just fine. I talked to him yesterday, so I already Venmoed him
yeah,
$500.
he's yeah. I got him. I got him the other day. He's fine, guys. Um, so she's giving this speech about like why China should have to sell their shares, which is so stupid because that's not how like capitalism works in America. But I don't want to. We're not digressing anymore.
Yeah.
But she's
That's
giving
not,
this
we're not
speech,
a
and
finance podcast.
no, at the very end of the speech, she goes, "Let's make." She says something about like, "Let's make it a winner, like tic tac toe, a winner." And she like, it's
So I'm gonna go
funny.
find that clip because that's hilarious.
I'll find it. I'll send it to you.
Please.
I can't believe you hadn't heard of that. Yeah,
No.
it just, she wrote that, and like all of her interns were like, please don't say that. Like it doesn't,
Yeah.
like you're not giving the point you want to give, and she said it anyways.
She said it
and they're all
anyway.
sitting in the background like, no way, I had to
They're
transfer
like,
this to a PDF and print it for her, and she still fucked it up. Like,
they're like, no way, I had to laminate this in the break room 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. They're like, no way I had to tell her what TikTok was this morning, and then she said that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the third book in the Unravel Me,
Shatter Me.
not trilogy,
world.
because it's 15. Oh yeah, whatever. It's 15 books.
Too long.
I feel like the author, she planned to make a trilogy, wrote the 3 books.
Well, she
it
did.
A little open-ended.
She did plan to make it a trilogy because at the end in her acknowledgement, she's like, "Thank you for coming on this journey with me." She doesn't sound like that, but she's like, I can't believe I'm at the end. Like, thank you guys for all of your support. And then she's like, fuck it. And then writes more crap.
Well, it's kind of giving Hunger Games, and when did Hunger Games come out?
Like 2016. I can fact check that.
Yeah, so this came out in like, it's okay.
I'm doing it.
This came out in like 2015, like maybe a little bit before, but
2008. That was the book, but the movie was definitely like middle school.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I remember in Hunger Games what they kind of did was that like Katniss won in the end, and District 13 quote unquote like won in the end, and they like execute Snow, which very much leaves it open to like Katniss and this, I can't remember her name, whoever was in charge of District 13. They like take over and like obviously they're probably like running the country now, and then it like flashes forward to like Katniss like sitting in a field with her kids, and I think it does that in the book. Yeah. But it's like it's very much like even if they wanted to, like they like Suzanne Collins, is that who wrote
Suzanne Collins decided to call it quits.
Like she totally could have written another book or like flash forward to the future. Like when the movie started coming out, she could have wrote a flash forward. Just like she wrote Ballad of Songbirds and Six as a flashback. Yeah. Right? Because it was open-ended enough. And so I feel like I can't, is her name like Tahara or something?
Yeah.
Wrote this, and it very much ends like she can now take over the world, and like great, we didn't need to know the rest of it, but you could. And she did, and she wrote 15 more books. Like, are you kidding me? That's insane. I'm not reading
I don't care that much,
but I will say the last book like was very, I don't want to say romance filled, but like for how the book was up until then, romance filled,
and I ate it up. Every time Warner was on the screen in my brain.
Oh yeah, no, the visual I am projecting.
He ate every scene he was in. He knew his lines. He knew his positions. He knew it all.
He was bootsing the house down.
He was bootsing the house down. He was.
Absolutely. I also think that like I liked the third book so much better because Juliet woke up and was like,
finally.
oh my God. She was like, Kent what what's his name?
Adam,
Adam do, doesn't like me because of
for
like who
me.
I actually am. He likes this idea of me of like
Mm-hmm.
being quiet and like docile.
Period,
Okay,
queen.
trad wife, blink twice.
I know, literally. No, I
But
literally said, I wrote in my notes, and this is going to sound, I literally said, this is awful of me, but I'm so mad they're all alive. Like all of her like Omega Point friends. Like I was pissed they were alive because I was like, this is just going to set her back. This is going to put her into a spiral. Thank God she decided to wake up out of the coma, out of her let me sleep. And she woke
mhm.
up and said, if these people are going to like join my team, they need to know that I'm running this shit. And her defending Warner. Defend him.
But she's so right.
Defend our
She's so
problematic
right.
king. She is.
Um,
He's a good
I
person.
love that we got to see more of her and Kenji's relationship because I do feel like that was forged kind of out of a trauma bond, low key, but
Yeah.
it started to make more sense as they were like you got more like scenes of them talking, and
Yeah.
yeah, she like woke up and she was like, oh, Ken only likes this idea of me, but like people always say like, oh, like you should be in a relationship with someone who makes you a better person, not someone who like holds you back or whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
like you know what sentiment I'm thinking of, and she kind of like came to that conclusion that like
Yeah.
Ken's just like he wants me to be quiet and like yeah I'm a good person when I'm with him, but like I'm my best self when I'm with Warren
Warner.
Warner on the dome. um
On a dome.
and I don't know, yeah, I just feel like kind of after the first like 100 pages the book just like flew by.
Yeah, it really did, which was nice. But I wrote in my notes again because she decides to go. Like she finds out that Kenji and all of her like some of her buddies are alive and they're living in Adam's weird shipping container. So she goes to see them. And she's like, "Oh my god, y'all live like shit." She's like, "Do you want to come back to my place?" My place being Warner's place. And they're like, "We can't trust that." They're trying to be like, how are you trusting him? He tried to kill you, or like he tried to use you as a weapon. Like he's a bad person." And she's like, "No, oh
Mm-hmm.
my god." Then Warner shows up because he's like, "I'm here to pick you up," in his tank. Like he pulls up in a Hellcat for sure.
Beep
I
beep.
love assigning my new favorite thing is assigning the fictional men in books different cars. um,
Oh
so he
yeah.
pulled up in the Hellcat
Oh,
and was like, "I'm here," and she's like, "Give me a second, hold on. You need to convince that all my friends that you're just a nice guy." And he's like, "I don't like your friends. They're weird." And she's like, "Please, like they could help us. We could do a revolution." That's how she sounds in my brain. And he's like,
and low-key she needed them.
she did, but like they, I don't know. I'm such like, you know, you know that video of Jacob Elordi like this. You ever see that?
Can't say that
So,
I do.
oh, I'm sending it to you later. It's
Is he in the
this video.
sweater?
He's in a sweater. He's on like Jimmy Kimmel, and he's like standing. He's sitting on one of the couches, and he stands up and he's facing the studio audience, and he's like this to the studio audience, like "Love you guys," and he's just like wiggling.
No, I
That's
haven't seen that.
oh, so I'll send that to you because like that's my favorite video on the internet. That's how me whenever Warner enters a scene, I'm like yes. So she's like, "Come on, like we're gonna do this revolution. Like you need to like, can my friends come stay with you?" And he's like, "Okay," because he'll do whatever
Can
she
we keep
says.
them?
Can we keep them, please?
I
And
promise I'll feed them every day.
he's like, fine, whatever. He's like, only because you're hot, I'll let your weird friends stay with us. Then Adam is like, absolutely fucking not. Like, you need to get him out of my house. And then I wrote, okay, Missy, you've got to leave his place. I can't believe he said that to you because he said, I wish you were dead. He basically says, I wish you
Yeah.
weren't alive so I wouldn't have to deal with like being sad that you're now with Warner. And now that you're like, he hates that she's like strong now, like you were saying.
Get your big boy panties out of a twist.
Yeah, I wish you were dead. I wish you and your little brother died.
You know how you were just talking about like you assign cars to these
Yeah.
evil main characters? Yeah,
Hmm.
Adam would drive a bicycle.
Like a trike. It has three
Yeah.
wheels. Count them.
No, that made me think that
Loser.
now that we're on motorbike talk, um, that the villain would totally drive a motorcycle, like from the
Uh-huh.
villain's assistant.
He's the guy. He's the one guy in TikTok who drives the motorcycle in the muscle tees in the rain.
Yes. Yeah. Him.
I eat up
Hey,
his
hit us
content.
up.
Hi.
When you say Book Talks found your account, it's us. You're talking about
It's
us.
us. It's me.
It's
And
me.
I'm here. And
Hi.
I will. I'm probably terrified to get on a motorcycle, but I'll do it.
Yes. I'll clap as you drive by.
Yeah. Yay.
Oh
They
my god.
don't want that.
No.
They want someone who's going to like ride with them.
I've
If
seen
you
too many
want
people
to
get
take a
injured,
ride with
so no
me,
thanks.
take a hand on the back of the Benzie. You know that song?
Yeah.
I love that song. If you want
Yeah,
to
I don't
go
know the
and take
words,
a
but I
ride with
can.
me. Yeah, I can. It's one of those mumble through.
Exactly. Oh yeah,
Yeah. So okay, what do we
absolutely.
got? Aaron Warner drives a Hellcat. Jax drives a Porsche 911
Hmm.
in midnight blue. Um,
Um.
Adam
Oh, oh,
drives a
oh, oh.
tricycle.
Zayden from Fourth Wing
Mm-hmm.
drives.
A
Yeah,
dragon?
yeah, yeah.
Nope.
Zayden from Fourth Wing. No, he drives. Blacked out. Um. What are those called? Like not the fuck. Not a Camaro, like a Charger or Challenger. What am I thinking of?
I think yeah, you're thinking of a Dodge Challenger. I think I know exactly what you're talking about because I saw one the other day, and the license plate was Mr. Wheeze. Anyway,
That's funny.
hello,
Yeah, blacked out though, obviously. Huh?
friend.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can, but you're frozen.
Oh no. Oh, okay. Yeah. Great. That's okay. Either I'm gonna upload this and it's gonna be perfectly fine, or we're gonna be talking over each other or not responding the whole time. So who knows? Maybe I'm just gonna post it and be like technical difficulties, and everyone's gonna have to just deal with it.
But yeah, I love
Anyways,
Warner. That is my baby's father. Um, he's perfect. He is the perfect man.
yeah. I
He can
will
bench
say
100 or 315 pounds. Like that is the perfect man.
it's literally superhuman. What do you
And he goes to the gym like 5 days a week. Hi.
Yes.
Woo.
I really just don't have a lot to say about the book because it was good. Just read it.
Yeah.
And like low
Just read the
key,
book.
you could like if you like suffer through the first two and then read the third one. It's
And
fine.
then you're done. Then you read a whole trilogy. Congratulations.
Um
Yay.
and I will say like the writing quality got so much better in the third
It
one.
did.
And I know like people like in the first one she's like, "Oh, the writing quality is supposed to reflect kind of
Her brain.
Juliet's like progress of going from like being solitary and like kind of going crazy to like being
Mm-hmm.
in society and having friends and like growing up a little bit because she does. I think like in the beginning she starts at like 17,
Yeah.
and it's like probably a whole year of her life that we see. So yeah, but the first and second book could have been one book for sure, and this could have been the second book, and you could have done like a third one like that. Yeah. So, anyways, not much else to say on that.
Yeah, it was really just a simple little book that I enjoyed reading Warner's lines. That's all I have to say. That was my
He's
review,
very
basically. It was like,
poetic.
he ate the book up.
He did.
He ate up all his scenes. Yay! That's my new thing.
Yeah. Yay.
Yay!
Um, it's my birthday.
It's my birthday. That video was so weird. Like, why'd she do it anyway? Why'd she do the impression anyway if he was like, no?
I don't know, it's just a joke.
Oh. I was like,
I don't know.
oh, okay. It wasn't like the best Barbie impression I've ever seen, but
Oh,
yours is better.
oh, really?
Yeah, yours. It's my birthday. I don't know. Just the way you hit it is. I
It's
like
my
it.
birthday.
Yeah, I don't know.
Um, Thank you. Appreciate that. It's maybe because it's just the blonde effect. The bleach is just going to my head.
Yes. And the
Well,
carbon monoxide's going to mine.
praying. Everyone send a prayer that Rachel's okay. Good
It's
vibes
okay.
and
I'm gonna
thoughts.
leave in a few days, so I won't have to live here.
We're gonna see each other in a few days.
I keep thinking about it, and I keep freaking out because I was like, no way. Okay, so the audience like does not care about this, but we have never ever in our years and millennia of friendship, because we have been friends since the dawn of time. We were dinosaurs together.
Yeah,
I know
obviously.
it.
Yeah,
We were those ones that like
soulmates, obviously.
sit in the water and like they have like the. I'm gonna send you a photo.
Okay, I'll put it in.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly what they're called, but I will send you a photo. We are these dinosaurs. They like drink they kind of scoop up the water with their mouths. They kind of have like
Mhm.
bills. That's what we are, I think. Um, or we could be velociraptors. I don't know. Either one.
Who
Um,
knows?
who knows? But I was thinking, oh my, we have never been like to a theme park together,
We
which is like it's
haven't.
like
Yeah, we need to
that's
go
like
to
my
Six
favorite thing ever.
Flags.
Like
Me
a
too.
theme park is my kind of thing. Like I love a theme park. I love a ride, an attraction, a fun
Next year,
food.
I'm gonna make y'all go to Dollywood with me.
We're going. I would like to go there.
We have to.
That sounds so fun. But I was like, I was like, I don't know. I just thought in my head, I was like, I get to sit with my best friends on Pirates of the Caribbean in Disney World. Like that's so crazy because it's like
Nice.
I like grew up doing that, but it's like now I get to experience that with my best friends in the whole world.
And
I'm gonna
that's
cry.
why we become adults
Mm-hmm.
who have adult
So we
money
can go. So we can go live our childhood dreams.
in a children's theme park.
It's
The magic is it's for everyone.
it's for everyone. Drinking around the world is for everyone.
E for everyone. I can't do that one. Anyways,
Yeah,
ignore
I can't
that.
do that one either. The video game thing.
Rated
No,
E for everyone.
that was good.
Oh, interesting.
We're gonna actually now do impressions.
I'm gonna give you 45 minutes of my best impressions, and it's just 45 minutes of me going, "It's my birthday,"
My birthday.
and then laughing like the nanny. Or no, not the nanny. You remember Janice from Friends?
Yeah, of course I do.
This is gonna be loud. Okay, hold on.
Oh
Oh my
my
god,
god.
Chanandler Bong.
Chanel Bay. That was good.
Thank you.
I yes. But I like no way in like actually less than a week we will be in Hogwarts.
I can't believe we're shifting.
I cannot believe we're shifting. This is incredible. So
We've
excited to
we've
shift
yet to
with
talk
you.
about shifting, but when we get back, we'll talk about our shifting experience.
Our first time shifting. It's gonna go perfectly.
We're actually gonna have no trouble shifting.
No trouble at all.
Yeah. Okay, well,
Well,
bye, audience.
bye bye.
See you after our trip.
Oh my god, the next time you'll see us is we'll be post shifting, post Mickey.
Just full
Incredible.
of alcohol and beignets. Couldn't think of a better way. I could die there, you know?
I could die there, but I do have some really unfortunate news. I don't think they sell the beignets in the park in Disney World.
I know, I saw that. I've been
They sell them
I
at
don't want to think about that right now.
Port Orleans. Oh.
Well, they had them in the park for like a month because it was Black History Month or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I was like, so you only support Tiana when it's Black History Month? It's not very ally of you.
Why
Once they
don't you
put that
have
right in,
them?
they're going to have to put a beignet card in.
Well, because there's always been beignets in Disneyland, even before
Well, yeah.
Tiana. But it's like, why wouldn't you just also do that in Disney World? They don't have the space for it because it's
Yeah,
not
I
New
don't get
Orleans
that.
Square in Disney World. That's why. So they're only now
What
going to
is
have
it?
been. It's Liberty Square and Frontierland. It's not
You
New
can't
Orleans
put
Square.
whatever.
Uh huh.
Whatever.
I know.
If you didn't know, Tiana's my favorite Disney princess. I love that movie. It's so cute. Well, okay. Bye.